Hello, beautiful people. Honestly, I'm here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. Angel number 21. All right, y'all, let's get into it. God, what messages do you have for us to become the alchemists of our life and help create heaven on earth? Or just to do magic in public? God, what are you deem worthy for us to hear? If any of our ancestors, guardian angels, or beings of light would like to come in, know that they are more than welcome. Angel number 37. 2 cards, please. Make sure you check angel number 44. One more. I said one. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information as well as information about me and honestlysis.com. If you want to donate or reach out to me, contact me. All of that information is down below. Joy, acceptance, and respect are the cards that came out. Joy, acceptance, and respect. I feel like what God is saying is that with respect here, the first thing that I got right away is to respect the process. Just know that when God put visions on our hearts, like he's not promising that this vision is going to be without obstacles. And honestly, I was listening to like a Joe Rogan clip, and he was just talking about like, you know, it was a clip that said like anybody can do what he does. And that's why I fuck with Joe Rogan so much. But anyways, random. But like he was speaking about like how obstacles, they really do, like humans, we thrive on obstacles. Like that's how we become better. Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like if there is nothing more satisfying, I think that's why that's probably why I never really applied myself to school, because there was no challenge for me. Like I was never one of them kids that had to study a lot or any of that bullshit. Like it just all naturally came to me, and that's not being cocky. That's just being real. And so I never really applied myself. Like I never really was able to see like, well, what am I really capable of? But me going through this process of bringing my book about, like when I tell y'all I have been through so much. I have literally written 7 different drafts. I just wrote an article on Honestly Sis about my road to publication. And like, but each draft, like I remember my first draft, I was just so happy to like do it. The joy, like I was just so happy to do it. And I was like showing everybody like, look, you know, read this, like sending it to people. And then, like, I read it for real, and then I'm like, well, wait, maybe I should research the thing that I'm actually trying to do. Like, let me actually figure out, like, how to for real write a book. And when I figured out how to really write a book, I was so embarrassed. Like, to this day, I wish that I could go back and, like, take out that first draft out of everybody's goddamn inbox, because why was I showing people that shit? But, you know, look, I'm happy that I did it, because my friend Chris, me and her, like, we're the type of friends that we don't have to talk every day, but we're like this, you know? And like, I didn't even have to say it to her. Like, I didn't tell her I wanted this to be a movie. I didn't tell her any of that, but she literally, her notes was like, I can see this being a movie. Like, that was her thing. And for her to see that, like, that was that was all the motivation that I needed. So it's like, I say all that to say, for a long time, as we get to this card of acceptance, for a long time, I was like beating myself up, because I'm like, I should be writing faster. This should be done already, because guess what? What society? They're telling us all about the people who wrote a book in 6 months and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm looking at myself like, oh, why is it taking me 7 years, not realizing I'm a fucking accountant? I'm teaching myself this process. And so it was only when I wrote that article, honestly, that I had this acceptance where I realized like, oh, the respect for the process, where I really saw the growth in myself. And honestly, lately I've been like reading my work, reading my newsletter, and it's been making me emotional, because I'm just like, damn, like I have really grown. And I've only grown because I put in the work. Like that's why people say, you know, LeBron James, Kobe, like all of them became great because they put in the work. Like they just put in the work. And so I just read my 7th draft, and the first half of it was amazing. And even when I got through when it started, peaking in valley, like I still saw the potential, like there was still this joy. Now I'm just excited again about the process. Like I'm just excited to go back in and make it better. And I'm not ashamed anymore, because what I realize is like, I'm not just trying to make one good book. Like I'm trying to come out this motherfucker like, I'm here to stay, bitch. Like, like I'm putting, my book is like going to be me putting my dick on a table. Okay. Like, bitch, what? I'm here to stay. I am going to be a force. I am going to be the best writer of this generation. And this is the fucking beginning. So buckle up, because I'm only getting better from here. And when I had that acceptance that I'm just in it, I don't give a fuck how many drafts I had to make. I'm in it to make the best book possible. When I had that acceptance, guess what happened? All of these, I started getting all this stuff from the universe coming in about just the beauty of taking your time with your art and being intentional. And Walter Mosley, I did his masterclass, and he told me it took him 20 years to write a book, but he stuck with it. We keep looking at these flash in the pans, these hot success people, but it's like, where they at now? Or even if they do make something that stand the test of time, but it's like, we need to stop getting so caught up in other people's processes and how the world is trying to tell us it's supposed to go, how the internet is trying to make us feel, and respect the process. But I'm going to shut up. Angel number 637. I'm going to be quiet. God, clarify this message of respect, joy, and acceptance. What are you trying to get us to understanding about respecting the process and just having joy and acceptance? And that's what I realized. I'm like, yeah, I'm still working in corporate. I'm still working, I still have a day job. But literally, Roxanne Gay, I did her masterclass, and she made me feel silly for making me, for me being mad that I have a day job. She girl, you got something that got benefits. You got a steady paycheck. This is not when all of your writing is dependent on this thing. You be stressed out. She just... My thing is, find the beauty in where you are. Respect where you are now. It's only when you're able to respect where you are now will you be able to walk through this door of acceptance and get the blessings for you. When you refuse to see the truth for your situation, or where you feel this resistance towards your situation, God can't bless you, because you're not being, again, it's the resistance. God don't operate in resistance to fear. And so it's once you be you know what? Even that's why I'm you know what? I may not be working in the field that I want to be working in, but I know in 20 years, when you transfer out, I know as soon as I finish this book, my life is going to change. I know my life is going to change. As a matter of fact, after I was reading the draft, I was sitting on the beach I'm going to be a fucking billionaire. Oh my God. The realization that I'm really about to make this shit happen set in. And that shit was it was scary, but it was also exciting, because I realized oh my God, I'm really making this happen. And so it's yeah, I'm not where I want to be, but I don't even, when that fear came up, it let me know that I'm not even ready to be there yet. And that's what we have to understand. Sometimes you're not even ready for the blessing yet. The first thing that I thought about when me making it is oh, well, what about my weight? So that let me know right there, girl, you still got some work to do, because instead of you worrying about, getting this multi-billion-dollar deal on your book, you worried about how the fuck you gonna be looking. See, you ain't ready. So again, respect where you are, embrace where you are, have fun at where you are, so that you can get these blessings in the present. Okay. On the cut card, we got the 3 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, which is, I love this. The 3 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, angel number 916 and 914. 914 is what I want to write down. God is saying your heartbreak, all of the stuff that happened in the past is blocking you from seeing your true power and your true potential. I get it. It sucks. He left. The job don't work. They don't respect you. They don't see you. So what? You're going to be in an area that is going to love you and respect you and see you. Yes, you are. If you trust, if you respect your process, just go through the process. And what I realize is that where I'm headed, like, I'm not trying to be, for one, I'm not trying to make one book and done. Two, I'm trying to be like a for real boss. Like, I'm trying to be a mogul. And for me to be a mogul, I need to be able to deal with all types of personalities. My job is literally people management. My job is so fucking chaotic. But it's like, it also shows me, like, one, sometimes I be like, I don't want to work with dumb people. But it also shows me, like, wow, like, you really are. Let me just tell you this quick story. One time they was making this change at my job, and I, like, you know, reached out to the manager and was talking to her about some stuff, and she's like, wow, Amber, like, I never even thought about it like that. Like, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm going to look into it, blah, blah, blah. And I got off the phone with her. I'm like, this lady is dumb as fuck. Angel number 1040. Sorry, God, but I did say it. I'm being honest. But when it also, instead of like thinking about like, oh, I got to work under somebody who's not as smart as me, it made me realize like, well, if she is in her position and where she is in life and she don't even think the way that I think, again, it's like respect. Like, everything is getting you ready for where you're going to be. If I am going to be working in movies and probably having to be in, the dream is to have a production company. So if I'm going to be creating films, I'm going to have to work with studios and distribution companies. So which means I'm going to have to work with people that I don't necessarily like. I'm going to have to learn how to communicate and to work within their frame. I'm going to have to learn how to manage people's expectations and all of that stuff. And that is what my job is teaching me. So again, it's like, instead of complaining, instead of being mad, just accept it. Sorry, I did that wrong. Maybe I didn't do it wrong. I thought I did it wrong. Okay. Respect. King of Swords. Every time I see this, I see Issa Rae. I hope she don't be mad that I say this. It's not saying like I think she's a butch queen or anything. These arguments of girls. I mean, I will, I definitely busted open face. All right, so let me focus. Let's focus. What am I talking about? Lord, y'all like, what the fuck? Okay, don't click off. Please don't click off. Actual number 1214. All right, so when I see this King of Swords and respect, I feel like what God is saying, respect your vision. Just once you have this vision in your mind and you decide this is where I'm going to go, you need to act like the King of Swords. You need to embody this energy of anything that is going to take me away from that, or anything that's going to disrespect where I am trying to go. It cannot be there. Sometimes we hold on to things and we keep stringing people along because we don't want to be mean, but also, we're allowing that person to drain on our energy. So sometimes you do have to just be like, hey, no, like, you can't get access to me anymore. Respect is going to have to be your number one thing. Respecting your process. People are going to have to respect your feelings. They're going to have to respect your process. People are going to have to respect where you are, and they're going to have to respect your boundaries. But it really is respect the process. And that's why I see Issa, I'm sure she probably had big visions of where she is, but I bet you she never thought she would be where she is now. But it was only because she respected every piece of her process. I'm assuming. And it looks like that from the outside in. And she must have, because that was how she was able to network and work with her friends and create the system that she has. So again, you trying to project in the present and think about the big dream, you should really just be thinking about, what can I do right now? Joy, the wheel of fortune. This life works in balance. Everything is about karma. Everything, like everybody talks about that. But it really is, you have to understand that if you have experienced a lot of turmoil, a lot of bad shit in your life, then you have to know that God, your life, you're not here to be miserable. So if you have been having sleepless nights and you have been just having a lot of turmoil in your life, what God is giving you this fresh new start to start a new cycle, to do something different. That golden idea that you had, that random thing that you like, where did that come from? God is asking you to act on it. That's going to help you get out of this funk. That's going to help you move in the direction of where you're trying to go. God is saying, For acceptance, the Empress came out. And what he's saying is you have to accept that it's just your natural birthright to be creative, to birth new things, to be abundant. Angel number 1507. All right, I'm actually going to give you guys just to work your light and get on out of here. God, clarify this message of respect, joy, acceptance. What are you trying to get us to understand about respecting the process, allowing ourselves to embrace that we are in this new cycle of joy, embrace the fact that we are the empress of our life, and that you're giving us this new start. The idea is the fresh new start. That dream that you had in the middle of the night, that's the fresh new start. God, give us one message to clarify, make it as clean as possible. One message, please. I'm sorry, these cards are all messed up. What in the, how did this even happen? I'm sorry. Let's try this one more time. All right. It was the Martini card, which we read before. God, clarify this message of joy, respect, acceptance. What are you trying to get us to understand about standing our ground, setting boundaries, knowing that we are in a new cycle of our life, and knowing that it's our birthright to bring all these visions to life? I don't know what's going on with these cards. All right, let me stop. That came back out. Yes, yes. What God is saying, that vision, that idea, anything that you've been thinking about. Yes, yes. And I can read it, but it literally just says, yes, yes. I'm going to show you. 28. It's a confirmation card. Just say yes. Don't overthink it. Just say yes. So if this message is confirmation for you that you are meant to go down that route, God is saying, respect your process. Know that it's going to take time. Be willing to set those boundaries. Remember, be willing to stand your ground. But you are in a new cycle of abundance and joy, and He wants you to just accept it. He knows where you were when you made that prayer, and you're exactly where you need to be. So once you accept that you are where you need to be, that's when that blessing is going to come about. But for right now, He's saying to just keep going, and yes, you are on the right path. But the message that we're going to read and focus on is the Great Gathering. And this is my last message. I'm about to do some yoga and go walk this dog. 96. I be forgetting. This is my second time saying this, but I be forgetting that, like, even though I love doing this, it is me using energy. It's just a different type of energy. But I be like, ugh. Angel number 1818. All right, the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. You're being called. This is a activation card. So if you can take a moment to actually look at it, and I'm gonna tell you when you should actually pay attention and look at it. You are being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are waved. You are being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creation, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people, either by leading them or becoming a part of a group that can support you in your soul's personal mission. You are part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet, to raise consciousness so that we can contribute to call this magnificent planet home for eras to come. One of many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, you share the medicine that you most need. Those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry on here again. That was such confirmation for me. Oh, that was such confirmation for me, y'all. This spiritual shit is crazy. I don't know. I don't care what nobody say. This spiritual shit is insane. I think I've told you guys that I've been feeling my love. I've been feeling my partner. Like, this is going to be my life partner. Like, I'm feeling him. Like, I can feel him coming in. And this was confirmation with the yes, yes. Like, this was just such confirmation that he's feeling how I'm feeling. And yeah. Island number 2103. I'm ready, but I ain't. It's like, I'm ready, but I ain't. Like, I'm ready for it. But again, that's what it's like. That's why you have to respect the process, because when God is ready to bless you, like, he don't do it in small ways, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, you can't even begin to imagine the dreams that he had for you. And all it takes is for you to release this doubt, to stop making decisions in fear, to accept where you are, to do the baby steps to get where you're going. And then shit just go start changing. It's amazing. All right, y'all. Look at this video if you can and put your hand on your heart and agree with me as I say this. And now, I choose now to let myself be seen. I am ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet. I choose now to let myself be seen. I am ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet. I choose now to let myself be seen. I am ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet. Ashe. And guys, if that is your hope to calling your soul tribe, to have those people who are just like you, to, live life, to answer your highest calling, then know that you can do it. God is not saying it's going to be easy. That was never promised. But he will say that it's going to be worth it. He will say that you will be equipped to meet any challenges that you need along the way. So I just want you to just respect the process. Put those boundaries up. Accept that you're a bad bitch and that you can bring anything to life. And know that the storm is over. It's time to feel joy. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me a thumbs up. If it really touched you, make sure that you subscribe. Until we meet again, dream those dreams and never let the internet rush you. Angel number 2323. Ashe.